Thank you, Victor. Today we have a treat for Game Day Live fans. I am here with college football and, of course, LSU legend Dr. Billy Cannon. Dr. Cannon, how does it feel to be back on campus and be around this atmosphere that you're so familiar with?
Well, you know, when I got here 100 years ago, it was a football game, and you go and the people would come and watch the game. And now, through the years, with the winning tradition that LSU has, it's not a football game, it's a happening. And don't miss being around the happening there. You know, the crowd is just, we expanded the stadium again, and I say we because I love it and think I'm part of it. And the stadium expansion, we didn't expand the streets, we didn't expand the parking. Now we have, instead of 80,000, we have 100,000, and it's even more. To me, it's beautiful. The biggest compliment that you can pay a bunch of kids is to come see them play. And they have played extremely well. We're very proud of them, and continue to follow them after they leave here and welcome them back when they're through earning a living. But I love it here. The Oaks, of course, when I got here, the parade ground was outer limits, and they have expanded and grown, and the beautiful buildings, and it's just fun to be here.
You are LSU's lone Heisman Trophy winner, but the Tigers...
So far.
So exactly, it's because the Tigers have quite a talented candidate in Leonard Fournette running back this year. What do you think about his performance and Heisman hopeful?
Well, if I was voting, I'm kind of like Bear Bryant when they mentioned John David Crow, and if he said, Bear Bryant, I'm quoting him now, if they don't give it to John David Crow, they ought to do away with it. And I'm the same way about Leonard Fournette. He's got tremendous talent. Well, once you get out of the conference and you don't play against this guy, it goes to statistics. And a lot of people vote on statistics, which I disagree with, but that they have their vote. And maybe us losing a game of his statistics might hurt him. I don't think so. He's just got tremendous talent, and he's doing things for the team. I think it's all going to really and truly boil down to play selection. And if he gets the right play selection, he'll run over people and score touchdowns and outrun them to the goal line. And he's a tremendous talent and a great team player. I enjoy watching him, and the old story is, I love to see him run because he runs the way I thought I used to run.
Charles D. Gravel wrote the book Billy Cannon, A Long, Long Run, and it's proclaimed to be the complete life story of you. What is one of your favorite, most memorable stories that you gave him for this book?
Oh, I think the story about me and the shoes, when I first got here. They gave me a pair of used, worn-out shoes, and I took them and I gently placed them back on the counter, and they hit the equipment man in the chest. And so the next day, I go out in the car and get my high school shoes. And so the next day, I come back, and there's the equipment man. Coach Dixon wants to see you in his office right now. I said, oh, well. So I'm walking down on the way to the train. He had a back door, and I'm strolling down. I said, well, Cannon, you blew this pretty quick. Maybe junior college is best for you, and then come back later. And so all these things are going through my mind. I open the door, and I walk in. And he had someone with me, excuses himself, closes the door. And he begins to chew on my behind. Up one side, who do you think you are? And he keeps going, and this goes on about 12, 15 minutes. And finally he said, do you have anything to say? And I said, yes, I do. What is it? And I said, at my mama's table, in my mama's house, you told me that we were going to run a first-class operation. I said, Coach Dixon, I've been poor all my life, but I've never worn anybody else's shoes, and I'm not going to. So he looked back and says, go to practice. I left and went to practice. I said, well, didn't throw me off for this day anyway. And 3 days later, I go in and to get my roll, socks, jog, T-shirt. The same guy that I'd thrown the shoes back at hands me a brand new pair of Rydell low cuts, the best you could buy. And so I take them back and I'm lacing them up. Well, all my freshman teammates come out to see the new shoes. Oh, Mr. All-American. And I caught grief for about a week, 2 weeks, because I got a new pair of shoes. And 2 weeks, everybody on the freshman squad got a new pair of shoes. And did I do it to get everybody shoes? No, I just, there's certain standards, and Coach Dixon was smart enough to understand he not only promised me that, he promised every kid in that room that, and he lived up to his word. I enjoy that story.
Well, I know fans, one of their most memorable Billy Cannon moments is, of course, the Halloween night run, the punt return. How often do you get asked about that story?
Once a day, at least, during the ball season more. But it was a highlight of our team's stay at LSU, and we had a great run. We won a lot of ball games and scored a lot of points, came out with some new innovations that Coach Dixon put in, and the three teams, which I think eventually led to not only three teams, but going back to offense and defense as players, not playing both sides of the ball. But again, it affected the overall game, and we had a lot of fun. We had great stories, great kids. I look at them now, and I told them, I said, you know, if you guys keep dying, we're going to have our next reunion in a damn closet.
Thank you so much, Dr. Cannon, for being here with us today, and it's such a joy having you back at LSU.
Thank you.